If you watched my things I want to redo in the home video, I said something about the fireplace. Sorry for the glare. We are going to be starting this today, and it shouldn't be too bad because, well, it's already painted. I will insert a clip here of what it looked like when we moved in, but it's already painted, and I've already done touch-ups on it. We lived here about 6 years, I believe, I think. But it just needs a refresh, and I need to caulk all of the seams so it just looks, I'm sorry, that's my dog itching. It looks a little bit more seamless, especially like around here. It's really not looking too great. I did like caulk this, but I never did like any of the tops, and some of them are definitely pulling away quite a bit.
If I am being 1000% honest, caulking was one of those things like I thought was just for like windowsills and things like that until probably just like a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, I mean like 2 or 3. So like in my 30s. And never realized that people use caulk on other things other than just like a windowsill. I believe like at my old house, I used it on a windowsill once because it was like drafty or something. I never realized that you could use it for so many purposes, and it made things look so much better. So if you're like me, don't worry. I was in my 30s, shockingly, before I realized caulk can go on almost anything. And I just did not know it. And when I say that, that means like when I painted this fireplace, like I never caulked any of like the top part. I did like the side. And here's why I did the sides. Because I thought it was going to seal it from the outside. I know. I am embarrassing myself right now, but transparent and honest. I sealed the sides of the bottom because I was like, oh, it's stone and it's like connected to the outside somehow. I know. Crazy. But just so you know, I am going to front myself out because there are people out there, like myself included, that don't know all of these like little homeownery things or even like project based things. And I just want to front myself out to say, you know what? That's okay. We all learn different things over time. And this is one of the things I learned, that you could use caulk for lots of different projects. So now I am curious to know, what is something that you did not know until you either like bought a home or until you were like a little bit older that had to do with something home related, whether it's projects, whether it's cleaning, whether it's bill paying, whatever it is. Let me know, because you know what? You don't know what you know until you know it. And let's just share some tips or some facts or some things that other people may not know, myself included, because I learn new things all the time, and I love to learn new things. Before I did start caulking, I did have to clean at the surface, and I also had to scrape off some like sticky residue I had from some little hangers that we were using for garland and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that my surface was nice and prepared, really for when I went to paint, but I was already up there, so I figured I might as well go ahead and get the surface nice and clean right now so I don't have to come back and clean it right before I paint. It just made sense to do it first before I even got the caulk out.
So I wanted to show you just how much different one panel looks. So that panel had a lot of gapping up at the top, and everything just looks way more seamless. I do have a little bit of cleanup to do right here on those edges, but everything just looks so much more seamless. I did all around the inside and then up top, and then I have not done that or this panel, and you can just tell how much better that one is looking than this one is looking. So off camera, I'm going to do all the rest of these panels. I probably will film me doing this part. It's just like a deep gap in there, and it's probably going to take a lot of caulk to fill it. I don't even know if it's worth it, but it definitely doesn't look super great. I mean, this gap is way less. It's a really gapped over here, and I could get some like backer rod, but that's just more money I have to spend. And I already have a ton of caulk. Like I already bought a ton for projects around the house. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these top bits off camera, possibly film that. And then I am going to do the edges all the way down on both sides eventually. But I really want to focus on painting this top part here and then this little section, so that way that can dry and I can put everything back up, and then I can worry about this section. So I don't have to do everything like all at one time, because I'm going to need to use the stool to reach up to the top and all of that. And I can't put the stool on wet paint. So that is the I got plan. All of the top caulked. It looks so much better already, and I haven't even painted yet, which I don't have any paint. So we're going to have to go to the hardware store and get some paint. I do need to touch up. Like, this is like, I don't know what is even going on there, if I should even worry about that. I don't know. But now I'm going to work on this seam right here. I'm going to start here in like the biggest areas and just try and get as much under there as I can, and just hope for the best.
The space where the corners meet took so much of this stuff. And I am aware, at least I believe, that over time it is going to like shrink up, and I'm probably going to have to like touch it up with some more caulk and like a little bit of paint. But I didn't want to go purchase like a $10, $15 bag of Baccarat or filler or whatever, just to kind of stuff in there when I just had this on hand. But I did not realize how much this bothered me. Like, it always kind of bothered me, like, oh, that spacing there is kind of like ugly and it looks kind of like tragic. But after I got done like caulking this whole base right here, it just looks so much better. Now, no one really notices it but me, because there's always stuff on the mantle. So when I go take that stuff off and clean it, that's when I really notice it. I don't usually leave my mantle blank, but just this one side, like the difference that made to make this look more professional and more finished was insane. And I can't believe that I never really thought about doing this. When I have touched up the fireplace before, even after I originally painted it, after I knew that you could caulk surfaces and you could fill in cracks and stuff, it never bothered me enough until I take the stuff off the mantle and clean it. So it looks just so much better. Like, I could actually like leave my mantle just like open. I probably won't, because I love decor, but it definitely helped. I also wanted to make sure I got these side pieces. This was very hard to film because like my hand had to be in there very strategically. But there are definitely big gaps on the side. And I don't know if it's just like natural separation, if it wasn't put in right. I have no idea. But this was just my solution to make it look a lot better than it looked before. And while caulking surfaces before you paint them, it does take a long time. Like, this took me a hot minute to do all of this. It was definitely worth it when I went to do this step, which is to paint. So now that we are to this step, I'm going to tell you what kind of paint I am using, and then I am just going to let you just relax and listen to some music and watch me paint. So I am using Valspar. We love the Valspar paint. It is a just the ultra white, like the kind that you get before they like mix it in. So I just go down that aisle, I grab it, and then I just buy it. And it is in flat, because we do love a flat paint for most of our surfaces. So I will have the paint linked down in the description box below if you're interested. Valspar has never done us wrong in the past. So if you want to pick up a can for your next project in ultra white, it will be linked down there for you.
I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you. The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move. It kinda makes me go crazy. should take it slow. Work things out so you don't let me go. When I come real close, I don't wanna get hurt, 'cause I'm not ready to give you my heart yet. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take
I don't often pull out a roller when I paint something small like this. Like, no, the fireplace is not tiny, but like I will roll the wall. But if I'm usually doing something like this, I don't pull out a roller. So like the first time I painted this, I don't know, like 7 years ago or something when we moved in, I just used a brush because I was like, oh, I didn't want to get out the like roller pan and all that. And it just seemed like a lot. And, I didn't want to buy a separate roller for this, like the small ones. And that was just extra money. But I have to say, the roller just came in so much more handy, and it really helps with like the streakiness, because if you noticed, there was a little bit of streakiness and like it needed another coat. Well, I had done 2 coats on this thing when we had moved in, and I had painted it originally, but probably because I used a brush, I was not getting like great coverage and I wasn't getting that nice smooth finish. So I'm definitely glad that I pulled out a roller on this project, because it came in so handy and gave me a much better look in the end.
Probably should get the trim a little bit better, just like up at the top, but not too bad. It's definitely brighter. I did this side and everything off camera just with a brush, and the bottom is really dirty, so I do need to clean that off, but you can hopefully tell the like difference. I actually dropped a little bit of paint like as I was painting, and just the difference that giving it like a fresh coat is really going to make, I hope. With the lighting in this room, this always looks darker. It just kind of is what it is, but it's definitely, let me see if I can get another angle. It's definitely brightening it up quite a bit. Now you can definitely tell like that is looking really dingy. So I'm just going to clean that up and just give that a nice coat. Maybe I'll get some close-up shots, and then we're going to let that dry before we put everything back on the mantle. Before I paint that, I am going to spray paint these 2 items gold. We're trying to bring a little bit of gold into the house, but we don't want to do it like overwhelmingly. So I just have this like candle stick holder thing from Dollar Tree, and this sign that actually like goes in here. I just never use that one because I like the white one, so I keep it in there. I'm probably going to tuck this somewhere in there. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to spray paint these 2 items gold and let those dry so that when we are ready to put everything back on the mantle, we have these 2 items to work with.
I apologize for the shakiness of these like next few clips here, but I was just holding my phone recording like as I was painting. So you just look at the difference. Like, it was amazing me as I was painting. The top definitely was like a big difference, much brighter, but this bottom section, I didn't realize like how dingy it had gotten. And I had wiped all this down and just cleaned it before I had just painted on this day. Like, so dingy. Like, look how much brighter that is. And this was the exact same paint that we used the first time when we painted it. Like I said, we love the Valspar paint. This is the paint we've been using for like pretty much every white surface like in the house. So it's just crazy to see how much brighter just like touching it up is. And it was like a day project. Like, I obviously took breaks in between to let it dry. I ran some errands. I did some other things. I even had to go pick up the paint from Lowe's because I realized I didn't have any more. Like, there were other things going on in this day too. And even with all of those other things that were unrelated to like painting this fireplace, I was able to get this entire project done in one day. So this refresh was not bad at all, but I think it made a really huge difference. The last thing I have to do with this fireplace is build that mantle, which will not be in today's video, but hopefully soon.
So here's what we have. Here's how's it looking. Sorry about the light in here. Our dog, that one, chewed our plug when we were gone yesterday, and our light won't turn on because we need more extension cords. So happy day. But here's how this is looking so much more fresh. I did add this gold piece. Turn it around a little bit. Didn't get that backside very well. That one and that sign over here. I almost think I might spray paint another candle holder. It's like a glass one. I don't have any more of that same one that's over there, but just to bring in something, and then obviously put some candles in it, but looking much, much better.
And this is the final product after I added another spray painted gold candle holder and actually got some candles for them. So it makes sense. We're not going to be lighting those candles, but it does just bring in a little bit of something. Also, off camera, I did touch up all of the black edging down where the actual like faux log is, with some of the same paint that I used for our sliding glass doors. If you have not seen that video, I will have it linked down below. But while I was down there, I just did a quick touch up, and that actually did a lot to make this look updated as well. So I just love the way this turned out. Now for that wood mantle someday. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining, me sharing my little deep secret. Please make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.